Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So it is January 2nd and I am back doing some seed starting today. I wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys. Now the only seeds I've started for this season are a few little trays of soil blocks of Lisianthus. Those I started, oh my gosh, I think about 4 weeks ago. Those are specifically for the hoop house. I just wanted to start some earlier than normal to see how it went, but today I'm starting all the rest of my Lisianthus. And these may get planted in the hoop house. They may get planted outside. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have my whole garden plan yet done, but I wanted to share this with you because I'm using a different medium today for my soil blocking. And I also have a whole bunch of new varieties of Lisianthus. So about a month or two ago, Jake, who runs the Facebook group Wholesale for the Small Scale Grower, he ran a special sale liquidating his seed supply. And for $40, you could get a box of seeds. If you're buying seeds regularly, it's probably about $4 or $5 a pack. So really, I should have gotten maybe 8 to 10 packages for the $40. I got, first of all of these packages of Lisianthus, so more than worth it just for these. I bet I got about 50 other packets of seeds. So incredible sale, but I'm really excited about the huge variety of Lisianthus that I got just from that, and I'm going to share all of this with you today. So Lisianthus are super slow growing plants, which is why you have to start them so far ahead of when you want to actually plant them out in the garden. So I'm not going to be starting any other seeds probably till February, but my Lisianthus 1st of January is usually when I start them. So before I go through how I'm going to be doing them in soil blocks and using my new Vermont Compost Fort V medium, I want to show you all the varieties that I'm starting today. And all of these are probably different levels. Is that what you say? So Lisianthus are 1, 2, 3, or 4 when it comes to their bloom times. 1 being the earliest, 4 being the latest. So if it says it on the packet, I will let you know. So the first one is the Roseanne Black Pearl, which is a 1. I've grown this before and always liked it. Then there's the Double Echo Series Mix, the Coralie Light Pink, the Roseanne Brown, another 1, and then this one's actually unmarked. And all of these, I should mention, are pelleted. So I'm starting all of these this year because it is recommended that if you have pelleted seeds, you use them within that growing season. Another unmarked seed packet, then the Sapphire Blue, Double Echo Yellow, Double Echo White, Rosita Pink Flash, which is a 2, Double Echo Champagne, Super Magic Green, excited to see what that one looks like, the Echo Purple, Sapphire Blue Chip, and the Echo Pink Picotee. So really big variety. And then I do have some left of the seed varieties that I already started. So I have the ABC White, which is a 1. I have the ABC Deep Rose, which is a 1. And then the Arena Apricot, which is a 3. So I'm going to be starting all of these varieties today. And again, I'm going to be using my soil blocker, which is this. I have one of the small soil blockers. So every time I stamp this down, I'm going to get 20 little soil blocks. And so I can plant 1 seed per soil block. So 20 Lisianthus plants with each one of these soil blockers. Now, the last time I used the ProMix, I can see it from here, the ProMix BX, and while that worked great, I wanted to try something different. So I ordered the Vermont Compost Fort V. This is just a small bag. This is 20 quarts, but this should go a long way with the soil blocker. I got this on Amazon. I will link it down below. I think it was like $29, which included the shipping. The soil blocker I also got from Amazon, so I will link that down below as well. So I think the first thing I need to do is dump a bunch of this medium into my Tupperware container here. I'm going to add water to it and mix it all up to get it ready to soil block, and then we will start planting these seeds. Okay, so as you just saw, I got my soil mix all ready to go. Now there was a little bit of the Pro Mix left in this container, and so you probably saw me at the beginning mixing it together, and you could tell that there were two different soil types going on there. I can definitely tell a difference between the Pro Mix and this Vermont compost. This is a lot softer. I don't know, it definitely is a different medium, and so I'm really excited to see how the soil blocks turn out from this. And then what I'm going to be putting the soil blocks on are these smaller cafeteria trays. I ordered these off of Amazon. I will also link them down below in the description, but I think that these are a really nice, easy size to carry. They weren't super expensive. A lot of times I'll use meat trays, but those only hold 2 rounds of soil blocks, so only 40 plugs. So I can fit a lot more on here, and this is a really nice size to fit on my shelf as well. So with that, I think we're gonna get started making the soil blocks. I'll zoom the camera in again so you guys can see how I do this, and then we'll get all of the seeds put in the trays, and then I will go ahead and just briefly show you my grow light setup as well. And at the end of this video, I am going to show you an update on my Lisianthus that I started way back in December. So here's a look at the soil blocker that I am using, and on the bottom you can see here are where the 20 little soil blocks come out. And what you do is you load this up with the soil, and then you squeeze this, and then it pushes the soil out of the bottom into the blocks. And you can see in the bottom here, these little indentations. It makes that indentation in the soil block, and that is where the seed sets when you put it on top of the soil. So to make the soil block, basically, I'm gonna get this in the soil and kind of push it down with a twisting motion. And you wanna pack this as tight as you possibly can. See how that's packed really nice and tight? Sometimes I will even push it in there a little bit. And then you want to scrape the extra soil, or I do anyway. This is how I do it. I'm not a pro. Scrape the extra soil off of the back. I think I need a little bit more. You really want it packed tight so that your soil blocks stay together. Lots of times you can kind of put it in there and twist it, and then put it on again, and that'll pack it in there. But you do want it scraped level so that your whole, I kind of call it a soil block brownie. When it comes out on the tray, it sits level. So then we'll move the tray over here, and I'm just gonna start up, I think I wanna go this way. And you press it down, and then you squeeze this up. That didn't work. There we go. And then the soil block, there it is. Gosh, those look really good. Let's try it again. Oops. All right, you guys, so I got all the soil blocks done for this tray. I believe this is about a 10 by 16 in size. I got 13 of the soil blocking cubes on here. So there are 260 soil blocks on this small tray. I mean, one of the really good things about using soil blocks is it saves a ton of space. So I'm going to get a lot more seedlings on my grow shelves versus if I used all the seed trays like I did last year. That's one of the main reasons that I really wanted to try this. But anyway, it's time to put all of the seeds in here. I'm going to start with my Roseanne Brown, and I just mark these with masking tape. So I use a garden marker and I put Roseanne Brown and then the date that I'm starting them, which today is January 2nd. And I think that there's probably, oh yeah, there's 50 seeds per cell. So now I want to put this where the water's not going to hit it. So I think I'm just going to put it kind of right on the rim here. Yeah, that'll be easy enough to read. And I'm going to start in the corner and work my way this way. So then, actually this might work out perfectly. I'll have two kinds in this row, and then I'll have to mark the middle, and then I'll mark the sides that way. Hopefully I kind of remember this and know. But we'll start with this Roseanne Brown. And a lot of people will use a toothpick to do this. These pelleted seeds I find easy enough just to pour them all in my hand and then just drop them in the cell. The one hard thing, which actually it looks like I didn't get all of them out. These plastic bags, is it's hard to get all of the seeds out of them. So I'll have to dig in there. And this is going to be too small, I think, for you guys to see if I zoom in. But basically the indentation in the soil block where I showed that it makes that little indentation on the top of it, I'm dropping one seed right in the top of that indentation. Okay, so I've gotten almost this whole packet put down. I think I'm just gonna cut across so that I can get the last few seeds out of that packet, get these on here. I'm gonna go ahead and do all of the seeds that I have to sow. I'll show you what they look like at the end. I'll briefly show you my grow light setup, and then I'll give you an update on my December Lisianthus. All right, so I've got my second tray of Lisianthus seeds sown, and I just wanted to show you now what I do. I'm adding vermiculite to the top of these, and the reason I'm doing that is this will cut down on the algae growth. Lisianthus are in their seed trays or soil blocks for so long, it's really common for algae to develop. In fact, every single year that I've ever started these, that has happened. So this year, I am using vermiculite. And when I show you at the end of this video, the soil blocks with Lisianthus that I started back in December, I added vermiculite. And I barely have any algae growth, which is awesome. Now, Lisianthus also need light to germinate, so I'm not covering these with soil. And even though I'm using this vermiculite to dust on the top of them, they are still going to get the light needed to germinate. So this is not going to hinder their germination at all. This is just simply helping with moisture, and so that hopefully I don't get as much algae growth on these. All right. So that's what that tray looks like. The next thing I do is I take my mister, which is a pump mister, super handy. I will also link this down below. This is from Amazon. And basically I just go over the top really good a couple of times. What this does is it adds a little more moisture to the soil blocks. It settles the vermiculite. It also settles the seeds into the soil so that that pelleted coat is already starting to break down. And then these seeds can start germinating. All right, that looks really good. Last thing I'm going to do is cover this with saran wrap, and these are going to go up on my grow shelves. All right, so both of my Lisianthus are up here on the grow shelf. This heat mat is on, and I can feel that it is just starting to heat up. I want to make sure that these trays are right in the center of it. And basically, I am going to be leaving these under the grow lights on the heat mat until I see full germination. Now, these grow lights aren't on because I'm talking on the camera. If I had these on, you wouldn't be able to see my face, but I'm going to switch these on when I'm done with this video. But these will stay under the lights on the heat mat till I see full germination. Once I see that most of the tray or almost all of the tray has germinated, I will turn the heat mat off and I will take the saran wrap off. And then I will be watering them just with the regular water can. And here, let me show you guys this. So this is one of the trays that I started back in December. To water these, I basically just pour the water right in here and the soil blocks absorb the water. So it's really easy to take care of. Now, while these are germinating, my grow lights will stay on 24 hours. Once they are like this in the grow stage, I put a timer on so that the light is only on for 16 hours. And I will put a few close-ups on the screen, but these are the Lisianthus that I started in December. This says December 6th, so these are almost 4 weeks old. I have one tray. That, I believe, was the tray that I dropped on the ground. It's looking okay, not as good as these other two, but they are surviving. Here's another tray, really looking good, but the star of the show is this tray, and this is the ABC White. These are really putting on some nice size. I am so happy with these. Now, I'm finding that I have to water these about every other day, every third day. Once I can see some really good root growth and the plants get, a pretty decent size, I will be potting these up this year just to get them going, a little bit larger. Probably the same with these, but I am really excited to see how all of these grow. I never planned to start this many varieties of Lisianthus, but I ordered that box from Jake and all of those were in there. And I thought I just have to jump on this opportunity. So I'm going to have a lot of really great Lisianthus this year. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to switch on my grow lights and probably move on to another project for the day. Again, I have a lot of videos coming up for you guys. There's been a little bit of a lull because we were sick with COVID after Christmas. Glad to get that over with for the year though, I guess, if you can say that. But I have a lot of videos coming your way, so make sure to watch for these and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon.